Wait, is this guy talking about this game? I want to see this. Hold on.
If you walked into a shop in 2005.
Okay, I wasn't gonna watch anything today, but I do wanna have a look at this. The Nightmare Before Christmas Devil May Cry game. I just watched the Gaming Brit with his Ninja Gaiden vid. Can't believe he's popping up again. I think I've watched his videos before. Not on this channel. Also, Game. We used to have Game here. They shut down very quickly because it was literally just EB Games, but the same thing. Remember when you would walk into a game store and you would see video games? Remember that time? Like, I walk into... Let me just show you what it looks like when you walk into an EB Games now. Images. Yeah. And this is how they advertise the store. This is what happened. This is what it looks like when you walk into a video game store today. It's so fucking sad. It's so depressing. It's like, where are the video games? Why is it nothing but pop figures and t-shirts? Also, MW3 poster right there. Absolute. This is such an old picture. Oh man, I remember this time was so nice.
If you walked into a shop in 2005 and saw this staring at you...
If you walked into 2005 and saw that staring at you, you are a time traveler because MW3 wasn't out yet.
Staring at you. A Nightmare Before Christmas game on PS2 and or Xbox? You'd probably want...
Wait, it's actually a Capcom game? What? No way! Wait, I thought that was a joke. Okay.
Game on PS2 and or Xbox? You'd probably wonder why that's a thing in that day and age. Little would you know there's more to it than meets the eye. Oh, what's that? Capcom? What kind of game is this? You turn it over. Is this some kind of action beat 'em up by Capcom? No, it couldn't be.
How's the volume level, by the way? It looks... Oh my...
No, it couldn't be. So for some reason in the mid-2000s...
So you know people talk about Dante's Inferno as being like a DMC clone? Capcom just made their own DMC clone. We'll just see that again.
Oh, it couldn't be. So for some reason in the mid-2000s...
Oh, sorry, a God of War clone. Yeah, my bad. No, that's my bad. Why does this game exist?
Capcom got hold of the Nightmare Before Christmas license and decided to make a Devil May Cry style beat 'em up with an original new story about Oogie Boogie trying to take over Halloween Town that takes place after the movie The Mad Men.
Why is he like a shadow? I've never actually seen the movie. Does he turn into this in the movie? My entire knowledge of this franchise is from Kingdom Hearts. 'Cause he's dead. But isn't he made of bugs?
That takes place after the movie, The Mad Men. We got combos, we got spooky scary style counting, and we got taunts, all wrapped up in a semi-open world with mission-based structure and gameplay that awards you with upgrade points based on your performance.
He died.
Nightmare Before Christmas Devil May Cry. I've been meaning to play this one for a while, and when I finally did, I was kind of in amazement. Not like the game is incredible or anything, but is that the dodgy grappling feature from DMC4? Is that the cartwheel dodge from Bayonetta that triggers an alternate animation at the end of a few presses to stop it being...
Wait!
Cartwheel dodge from Bayonetta that triggers an alternate animation at the end of a few...
What is that spin?
Presses to stop it being spammed? When did this come out? September 2005? But that was like years before these two juggernauts. Did they pilfer from Nightmare Before Christmas? The protagonist...
What? Is this... What is this? You know what? I have a feeling this might be better than DMC1.
Jack's main weapon is this grabby hand thing that slams enemies into the ground and grabs them from far away. Ah, geez, don't tell me. What else is ripping off Nightmare Before Christmas?
I think it's time for Jack to let her rip.
Jeez. I mean, I say pilfer, but this is Capcom, so there is a lot of the same blood running through here. Shall we check the credits? Oh, yep.
This is what, like, this is what happens when you let actual good game developers work on shitty licensed games. Like, imagine, for example, right? Imagine you had, like, what's a good example? Like, imagine you had Nomura working on, like, some shitty licensed game. Like... Like this, well, to be fair, that's what Kingdom Hearts is anyway. So you're gonna play this on stream sometime? I might have to.
I see. I mean, I say 2005, but apparently the game came out in Japan a whole year earlier, which means it technically even predates Devil May Cry 3. Is this the true Devil May Cry 2? I wonder how that release date conversation went down. Hey, we're launching Nightmare Before Christmas on the 20th of October, just before Halloween. It's great! Yo, man, I don't think we have time to localize it for the West before the 31st. We don't even have 2 weeks. Shall we just wait until next year? Although in the original Japanese version, from what I can discern, there was no running in combat. I mean, it's hard to verify. I found some videos on this fan site. Oh, shit, man. I'm gonna need Flash Player 8 to run these bad boys.
God.
It's very hard to discern what's going on in these. But, I mean, I guess, you know, it kind of looks like he can't run while fighting, I suppose. Yo, guys, maybe that made the game a bit too hardcore? Did they take the concentration meter from DMC4 Special Edition from Nightmare Before Christmas? I'm just fucking with you now. And yeah, I gotta say that while this is definitely a kid's Devil May Cry, it's still kind of a tough one with some tricky segments hidden under the bonnet. I like how you have to pay to come back after dying with points used for upgrades.
Okay. Wait, so it's got like a... Is this a Souls game?
Having the tempting option always at your side to spend resources to revive is a cool little demon on your shoulder. However, aside from this fiendish idea, the rest of the mechanics, while above average for a kid's tying game, are a bit shallow. With some interesting ideas thrown in here and there though, the combo system is both challenging and limiting in different ways.
Look, to be fair, if this came out before DMC 2, or before DMC 3, the DMC combat system was challenging but limiting. At the time as well. The combo system in DMC didn't start until DMC 3.
First I was going to come down hard on it. Your combo counter will disappear super fast if Jack doesn't keep smacking things, and it doesn't slow down for anything. Not even for charge moves like other beat-em-up score counters would, making these charged attacks antithetical to the scoring system. You just can't charge up a special attack in time before the counter resets. But then I started implementing taunts, which at the cost of infuriating the enemies and powering them up, like Bayonetta again, give you a full charge. So while taunting, it is possible to keep a combo going and charge up your whip thing without dropping hits, which was fun to experiment with for a while. Unfortunately, other later moves like the Santa Bombs are just a bit too cumbersome to use in this system.
Santa Bombs!
The counter also doesn't deplete or penalize for using the same move over and over, so yeah, you can just...
Wait, so it actually is just discount DMC. Just take out the hard parts of DMC, just spam the same move.
Hit square and get to Pumpkin King ranks with not much difficulty.
Beautiful.
The system still leaves a lot to be desired. Thankfully, versatile whip weapons are a good time in most games, and here they are too. It's satisfying to knock a big weapon out of an enemy's hands and pummel them with it, or pick up one foe and throw it at another. This made the lock, shock, and barrel fights pretty fun, just throwing skeletons at little kids. Unfortunately, while the base attacks are fun, Nightmare Before Christmas really fails to build on them as you progress through the game. You get a few attacks via transformations into Pumpkin Jack and Santa Jack, but aside from that, all you can really unlock is slightly upgraded strength boosts. And we all know that kind of thing was thrown out the window in DMC4 and Bayonetta, because it doesn't really affect how well you play the game, just gives you a shallow advantage instead of expanding your tactics or the mechanics on offer. Yeah, we've all done this dance before. It means the game gets pretty repetitive.
I hate that fight so much. That fight is gross.
After a while. One of the unfortunate side effects of lifting the DMC formula is that there's also a bit of bumming around, picking up items.
That it has a fixed point camera and it it fucking sucks.
and taking them places. Devil May Cry is just enough of this stuff to make you feel like you're in a place doing actual things without it getting too tedious. Well, yeah, maybe except 4, but you know.
Yeah, we've all done this dance before.
Yeah, you wanna go beat the game once with a character and then beat every single boss again. And then, don't forget, once you've beaten every boss again, beat them again, because now we have to do a gauntlet. Holy shit, DMC4 has a lot of repeated content.
Though, and half the time you'll be collecting items for other characters or backtracking through areas to land hidden knickknacks. The combat not progressing much, making it more arduous than it should be. The game was really sagging at the halfway mark. It wasn't until I hit one of the final woodland areas.
DMC4 was rushed? Probably. Would not surprise me.
And saw a pretty out-of-nowhere serene art choice for the area when I got to thinking, oh yeah, that's right, isn't it? Nightmare Before Christmas is kind of artsy. It made me think, hey,
wait, this was a PS2 game, yes? When was the video released? Oh, it's 7 years ago. I was wondering why the game looks like arse. Nowadays, PS2 upscaling is much better. 7 years ago, PS2 upscaling was nowhere near as good as it is today. You could, assuming these cutscenes are rendered in-engine, this game is going to look very clean running at 4K.
Could have been something a little more. Maybe if there'd been more creative freedom on the table, something a little more avant-garde and out there could have been made to make this more than a rehash of the film, which is basically what most of it is, because what is rehashed looks pretty cool. I would have liked to see something more, perhaps the other holiday worlds rendered in an interesting way with a Tim Burton-esque flair to it. For what it's worth, the game does do a good job of
Game Red also likes to use authentic hardware rather than emulation. Fair enough. Yeah, that's fair.
Making a fun little recreation of the town from the movie, even giving you access to a little version of Jack's house where you can check stats and change outfits.
Oh, that's cool.
I love it when games add that little bit of character. It even lets you examine objects and hear what Jack has to say about them, you know, kind of Devil May Cry, Silent Hill style, which lends itself well to Nightmare's status as an honorary
that fucking
kids
run
fixed
animation,
spook
though.
'em up action game.
That run is amazing. Wait. The fucking run. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. That is kind of how he moved in Kingdom Hearts as well, but it never stops being funny. It never stops being funny to me.
But as I said previously, there was a big missed opportunity here to maybe represent some of the other holiday worlds that get teased so much by having you collect their doors the whole game. Even the leaders from the other worlds get kidnapped, but you don't get to see them because they're in sacks. You know, you just get Christmas World, which is whatever, to be expected. It's disappointing, but understandable, I guess. I mean, if Disney ever wanted to make more Nightmare Before Christmas movies, they probably wouldn't want to leave the canon world building to somebody else.
That's fair.
You know, wouldn't want to let those silly video game people come up with any ideas. Oh my god. Did I mention there are rhythm-based sequences in the boss battles?
Why?
You know, you probably don't care. Who am I kidding? I've wanted to cover this game for years and you're probably already like, oh yeah, okay Charlie, that was nice, but where's the video covering Ninja Gaiden, you hack? The music in this game is commendable because it includes most of the classic songs from the movie. A lot of songs play in the boss battles to give them a bit
That feels like it's going to be fun for copyright claims.
Of a musical fight kind of vibe. You want to guess what the main battle theme is? Yeah, it's This Is Halloween. But you know, I'm not going to play it just in case Disney wants to launch the video into oblivion. The music does loop, which gets a bit annoying, but that annoyance doesn't have anything on the voice lines. Jack feeling the need to say the same voice clips every time he does commonplace attacks gets
PS2
a bit
games.
much at times. But at least he does it in the cutscenes too. So, you know, points for consistency, I don't know. So can I recommend this game? It's hard to say because it really is Devil May Cry but for kids. Yet have that many kids seen Nightmare Before Christmas nowadays, or even back when the game came out? Now that the audience has shifted? Well, if you're a DMC fan and also happen to be a Nightmare Before Christmas fan, or just really
I am tangentially through Kingdom Hearts. I like Jack in Kingdom Hearts.
Starved for action games of this kind, I say it might be worth a whirl, but there's only so much juice to be squeezed out of this pumpkin. We've come a long way since this game. More than as a great game, it stands more as an interesting point in 3D beat-em-up history that I had no idea existed. Did you know there was also a GBA Metroidvania Nightmare Before Christmas game released around
Why?
At the same time, I played that one years ago, and again, much like today's subject, it's just kind of another basic stab at its genre of choice while having some Nightmare Before Christmas garnish. Why was Nightmare Before Christmas
I miss the days of like every fucking franchise getting shitty tie-in games. That was a nice time. Like any movie that had any sort of viewership, there would be some shitty tie-in.
these games and genres I like suddenly in the mid-2000s? Whatever the case, while it may not blow your socks off, if you're a beat-em-up fan who loves those old PS2 classics, don't instantly dismiss Oogie's Revenge if you see it lying cheap in your used game store. I guess I should have called this review Nightmare After Christmas.
Well, that's a game that exists. I want to see two things. Firstly, how long to beat, because it's a movie tie-in game, so usually they're not that long. Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge, time to beat, 10 hours. Okay. Metacritic. Hold up. Devil May Cry 2. So look, it might be better than DMC 2. Wait, DMC 3. Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be very funny if it was higher than DMC 3? That would be incredibly funny. Okay, I was gonna say, surely not higher than DMC 3. I'm gonna play that. That's fucking awesome. Some shovelware games are actually good. Oh, yeah, for sure. But most of them aren't. Most of them are shit. Seller... Yes, that's where we can do the mine cores. If you think that's stupid, you see the DS Castlevania game, it expects you to draw an emblem to kill a boss, so you have to quickly grab a stylus during a heated fight and draw. No, I'm not gonna do that. Look, if I want to play a fucking DS game that actually is fun, that uses the screen well, I'm gonna play Pokemon Ranger.